The One Percenter Podcast with Sam Bakhtiar, bringing you the 1% knowledge to help you reach your full potential. Learn what it takes to rise above the 99% and become a 1%er.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your host, Sam Bakhtiar, with a 1% Podcast. And look who I have here. The one, the only Randall Pich is in the house.
What's going on, man?
What's up, brother?
Thanks for having me, man.
Man, I cannot believe you're here, man. You are such a true inspiration to myself and to so many other people, man. And for you to be here and give me the pleasure of being in the house, man, it means a lot.
Appreciate it, man. I'm stoked to be here, you know? So this is amazing. Already walking in here, I'm already inspired, so
well, you're
I'm
a
hyped.
true 1%er, bro. I've been watching you, I've been following you, and you are a true young entrepreneur. You're a hustler, and I know a little bit about your story, but I want to kind of dig into a little bit more. You know, I know your parents came here from Cambodia.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Right.
So what year was that?
I think they came in, I don't know the exact date, but it was after the after the Vietnam War, there was still like some genocide going on in Cambodia. And this is when Pol Pot, the dictator, was reigning the country. My mom lived under the regime for about, I want to say like 3 years at like 12 years old, literally like eating what they tell you to eat, you know, maybe one meal a day or something like that. And just, they all had to wear the same clothes, same haircut. And if you didn't listen, they'll kill you, you know what I mean? And then just things like that. And that was going on after the Vietnam War, and then until the North and the conflict or whatever got settled or was still going on, and then they eventually escaped to Thailand, you know, on foot to the camps, and then they eventually came to the U.S. So I would say like early 80s, I think. You know, I don't know the exact year, but yeah.
We kind of have a similar story, you know. I'm Iranian, and you know, we got bombed on there. You know, we got bombed on for 8 years, and we escaped as refugees to France. And then after that, in 1985, we came to the United States.
Right.
So they came to America, you know, to escape that. And what happened there?
And then, I mean, there was a huge population of Cambodians that, you know, came to the United States, and a lot of them ended up in Long Beach, you know, so right, that's where I was born and raised there. And then literally just got accepted into the States and had to learn everything from scratch again.
Why Long Beach? I mean, like, I know it's weird because I know, like, you know, when the Persians migrated here, they go to like their own places and all that. Why do you think that happens?
I'm actually not too sure. I don't know why Long Beach was chosen, but I know that's where right now, after Cambodia, the most populated place with Cambodians is Long Beach. Yeah, so it just, I guess that's just...
Yeah, like Glendale's like Armenians, you know what I mean? I always wondered that. Have you ever wondered out, like, why, like, is a certain location, you know, they just migrate to that one location?
Yeah, I don't know, because there wasn't Cambodians there before, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But shoot, I wish I went to a place where there was like other Persians. I went to Sharon, Pennsylvania in 1985, in the middle of nowhere. You know, I was like the only minority in school. And when I walked in there, they were like, "What the hell are you?" You know what? The exact word was, "What is you?"
What are you?
You know, you're not black, you're not white. What the hell? You know what I mean? You know, they call me a lot of names, man. But it's crazy. So tell me about your. You know, I know you. You know, you went to school, Cal State Long Beach.
Yep.
You know, and you decided, you know what, your personal training credits didn't transfer.
Right. Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, dude. So I mean. Yeah, it like bums me out every time I think about it, but you know, I guess it's like a lesson learned. But so I went to university, Cal State University of Long Beach, and I was there for about 5 to 6 years, and I almost finished. Okay, so I had about 4 or 6 units left, and then I needed to do these internship hours for the kinesiology department in order to get an approval to graduate, to walk, right? And it was like, I think 2,000 hours total, 1,000 hours of traditional work, and then 1,000 hours of corporate work, which means, so traditional is like training at Bally's Little Fitness or 24-hour fitness, that type of work. And the other 1,000 hours is corporate, working at like a Boeing, training their employees and stuff, right?
Got it.
So, but I had been training the whole like 5 years while I was in college already. So I had a cumulative of roughly like, I want to say like 5,000, 6,000 hours.
You were doing personal training while you were going to college, right? That's what you did, right?
Exactly.
And you worked at a big box gym, and then you went to did your own, right?
Their private gym as I was going to college.
Yeah.
But they didn't see that it didn't transfer over. I'm like, dude. So I was like, okay, let me ask one of the students that did the corporate hours. What do you do at these internships? At Boeing. They're like, oh, we just swipe cards and clean weights. I'm like, no, fuck that, dude. I was running the training business already. I had LiftFit was barely starting, and I owned a t-shirt store in Long Beach, like a blank $5 or $10 style t-shirt shop. So I was like busy already, right? And I'm like, dude, I can't do this shit.
2,000 hours? That's 2,000 hours. It's just waste of time, right?
Yeah, right.
What the? Okay, so LiftFit started while you were in college?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me how you first came out with LiftFit. I know you had the store in Long Beach. Mm-hmm. I know you have some stories. Before we get into LiftFit, tell me some crazy stories in Long Beach. I know I've heard some. But, but tell me some crazy stories. That happened in the t-shirt store, because Long Beach, it was probably in the wrong section of the hood.
Yeah. Like I grew up on the east side of Long Beach, and that part is rough. And it's still rough today. It's probably one of the most diverse cities in the United States, but with that comes a lot of conflicts and stuff, especially in the more areas that have more poverty and stuff. So on the east side, at my shop, we were on Molino and Anaheim, and that street right there is pretty ghetto. We had all kind of hoods over there, like different gangs and whatnot, and I saw all kinds of stuff, dude. People, people would get shot and killed outside of our shop. We would see people just getting scruffles. The one gang comes inside, the enemy comes in, and they just scruffle right in the shop. And you're like, fuck, dude. But it was weird because like the store was kind of like a safe haven. They knew, because they respected me and my business partner. They knew like, hey, we don't want to fuck this store up for you guys. You guys do a lot for us, because we cater to those guys. Yeah, man, there's just a ton of different scenarios that happen. Like, one time, this was crazy. This is when I knew like shit was like real, because I grew up there. I've gotten stuff knife pulled on me, all this kind of stuff. But to actually see it in their life, I remember this guy came in. It's like a young kid. He's probably like 19 years old. This Mexican cat. He comes in, hands Bruce a note, which is my business partner, and then. The note was like, hey, he said, you just give this to my mom. I'm gonna go on vacation. So I didn't know what that meant at the time, but he knew he had the green light on him. He's gonna get killed or whatever. He's gone. So he gives the note to Bruce, and then the next day, his mom comes in crying. So, dude got shot. He's dead. And then I was like, what the hell? It's just like that kind of reality,
He knew it was coming. Oh my God.
He knew it was coming. And it's just like no escape. I'm like, fuck.
I know. One time you were telling me a story. That you have the t-shirt, the white t-shirts,
Mm-hmm.
On there, and the guy wanted the one on the bottom.
Oh,
Even though they were all wrapped up.
That's just like funny stuff that happens too. Like, these guys like want fresh ass shirts, fresh to the point where like the t-shirts in plastics that we put in, and they still want the one on the bottom. I'm like, dude, this is the same fucking shirt.
When he
I want to be fresh though.
When he told me that story, man, every once in a while it still pops up to my head. I'm driving, all of a sudden it pops up to my head. I'm just, I'm smiling. People are like, what are you smiling at? I remember that story because I think it's so funny, man.
But people just, if it makes them feel that way, then hey, cool, we'll just do it.
How did you get in that t-shirt business with your partner? How'd that happen?
Yeah, so that store's actually been there for a long time. His dad owned it, and then he wanted to sell it, so the opportunity came up with Bruce, and at the time I was like a graphic designing, and I knew the t-shirt game, like silk screening, all that stuff, because I'd done a lot of brands prior. So he asked me to be a partner and buy into it, so that's what I did, and then I just started paying off the debt or paying it back to him as I made the profits until we were good, And then,
awesome.
Yeah, it was just kind of like a random opportunity that I jumped on right away, and I'm glad I did because I learned a lot from it,
So when did you exit out of that business, or did you ever?
No, I did exit. I exited out of that business as soon as as soon as LiftFit started taking off.
Got it.
Right. Yeah. So then that's when I was like, hey, Bruce, just buy me out, dude. It's all good. So then he's like, oh, sweet. It's actually better just to have one person own that store, So. Yeah, he took that over, and then I went full on with LiftFit. But at that time, I was training, going to school, running a t-shirt shop, doing
Yeah,
lift
you can.
fit.
Yeah, you're burning the candles everywhere. All right, so I'm infatuated by the lift fit story, because you were going to college,
Right.
and that's when you started the company,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me how the idea, why is it called lift fit, and how the idea come about?
So lift fit was a slogan from my personal training business. So my personal training business was RP Fitness. Again, I just threw lift fit on there because it looked cool.
Yeah.
It sounded good and it was just like really sleek. So I didn't think anything of it at the time. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Like my passion and my focus was training and just getting results for my clients. But I've always had a passion and a hobby for being creative and making t-shirts because I knew how to do that from the previous years since I was like 13, dude, until like, then. So I was like, anything I did, I would make shirts just to have, because it's cool to just showcase, like a team camaraderie thing, especially when you're rewarding your clients and stuff like that. You want to make them feel like they're a part of something as well. So I would just gear my clients up, sell it to them or whatever, or put it in a package deal or something. It's just cool, to see when you're personal training, and then you have like a whole team of people rocking the same stuff. So that's how that all got started. I started making shirts for the clients, and then people that liked the design was like, hey, dude, can I get a shirt? And I'm like, well, yeah, it's my training business. You don't really, you don't trade with me. But like, oh, it's tight. Let me get one. So I'm not gonna say no.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. Yeah, then people start buying it, and next thing you know, maybe this is a business.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, $20, boom, boom. I would literally drive. I had an Evo at the time, put all the shirts in the trunk, just start meeting people up, boom, and then do the exchanges, whatever. It got to a point where I was like, dude, I'm selling out, so I'm just gonna re-up and double up. The profit on one shirt can, get back another SKU and restock that one. So one design became 2 designs, became 3 designs. I never used that money. I started with $300 and let it roll over to what it is now and never got into debt, So that's like the whole story of how I started it with $300 as well. But
how did you have that discipline? Because a lot of the young entrepreneurs, what they do is like they make $300 and they go spend $400.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of you have that discipline. Okay, I'm going to get more inventory and and all that kind of stuff. Because being at such a young age, man, most people are like, oh, let me go get those Jordans.
Right.
Let me go get this. So how did you have that discipline? Who instilled that in you?
I think prior to that, I've had multiple businesses already that didn't take off. So I wasn't like greedy or I didn't want to like cash out yet. I just kind of wanted to see where this was going to go. It was just fun for me to just I guess you could say it wasn't money that was attracting me. It was just the fun part. Like, man, I want to just do more designs because that shit's fun. On my off time, I'm not training. I just want to get creative, so I'll just do another design. But I didn't treat it like it was a money making thing. Like,
I love that. So that was your passion.
Yeah.
Your passion was just making some more cool shit.
Exactly.
It wasn't like, what I mean? Like, and that's what I want everyone to understand.
Yeah.
Your t-shirt design was passion. You were driving your Evo, slanging t-shirts out of your fucking trunk.
Right.
You know what I mean? Out of your trunk, man.
I didn't need to pull that money out because I was making already good money training already, So I was just like, let's see what happens.
This was just some side money, some cool money, right? Yeah. Some side money's coming in. And then how did it all of a sudden take off? Because how were you marketing the t-shirt? How were people coming up to you and say, hey, I want a t-shirt?
So at first, like I had a pretty good, solid amount of clientele. I had probably like roughly like 50 or something clients at the time. And I had trainers working for me too as well.
And that's huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
That's huge.
So then like, at the time there was no Instagram or anything. So when we would work out and stuff, we would film it, but we just put it on Facebook, right? And then when we filmed it, obviously like my clients were having fun, we were all having fun, especially during the boot camps. It was like a whole camaraderie type of feel to it, like you belonged to a team. So when I posted it on Facebook, it wasn't like it was for marketing, but it was just cool to see too as well. Yep. But my clients were in the video and it was showing them working hard and whatnot. So then they wanted to post it. So once that started going, it just started going like organically, word of mouth, and then it just went from there.
One of the things I admire about you, and there's a lot of things, but one of the things I admire about you is that you're all about lifestyle. Right. You're all about fun, and you, by doing that, you created something huge, right? Uh-huh. It's just not a business thing for you, it's a fun thing for you.
Right.
And I can see it, as soon as I've been to your place, man, everybody's having fun. Man, everybody's like, getting stuff with skateboards.
Yeah.
Like walking out with skateboards, grabbing stuff off the shelves and all that kind of stuff. And the culture that you created, it looks like you created a culture with your clients, you know, with your employees, you know, and it's crazy. You know, I'm taking notes,
Right.
you know, and for people who are like watching this, I think culture in a business trumps everything.
Yeah,
Trumps
so
marketing,
key.
trumps everything.
Right.
How did you learn that, or this is just who you are?
I mean, it's kind of a little bit of both, but I mean, I've worked at a corporate spot before, you know, and it's just like, I mean, you got to have structure, and that's what like corporate valleys taught me.
Right.
You know, you got to be on time, you got to get your work done, blah blah blah. But I didn't like the strictness of how we had to dress, how we had to show up, and you know, the demeanor of all that. So I was like, well, that's not really important if, you know, everyone's getting their work done, plus more. You know, if you're going to have fun and everyone doesn't really feel like they're working, you know, but I mean, they're still getting a check, so it's got to be somewhat work, but not to the point where they don't have much freedom. Then it's not going to feel like work, you know. So I just instilled that culture. I wanted to show up at my office and feel like I'm just kind of hanging out to doing what I like, you know. So
and it shows. I mean, the results show. You know what I mean? And you know, I think that you know that by itself, in my opinion, you are not a apparel company. You're a lifestyle company.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? You know, you sell apparel, but people buy your apparel because it looks cool. It's a lifestyle.
Right.
You know, when everybody say live fit, you know, they always, you know, it's a lifestyle, and I love that about, you know, what you're doing. And believe me, this is something I'm taking notes, and I want to be able to implement, you know, on all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I know, you know, so tell me then Instagram came, the influencers came, and then when did you all of a sudden start like, wait a second, this is a big business, man. Maybe I need to start scaling this, and maybe I need some structure, I need some systems in place.
So I was a competitor back then too as well. So I did like men's physique and bodybuilding and all that. So
oh, by the way, you freaking shredded all the time, man. I'm like, looking at like what the hell?
Dude. Yeah, dude. But yeah, I was like way bigger, more ripped back then, you know, when I was at my prime. But like I was competing, and I was doing pretty well. So I kind of made like a name like locally for myself, making a name competing and making a name training, you know, as a trainer. And then when that started to scale, like I just took advantage of it, and I put the implementations of what I saw in skateboard brands, because that's what I did. That was my hobby back in the day when I was like a young kid, till today actually. And a lot of those type of brands had teams, you know, and they did like tours, and they filmed it like just people having fun, just fucking off, and you know, like the dudes just having fun skating, but as a team, repping the brand. So I was like, dude, I want to do that shit for Live Fit, you know. So as a competitor, I met other competitors too, and then I met a couple pros, and I approached a few, and I was like, hey dude, I don't have like much money now, but I can sponsor you and hook you up with some clothes, you know, and if we scale, then I'll kick you back some, you know. So a few of them agreed, and then just went from there. I was like, all right, that was cool. And then I got another person, but I didn't stop at just like the physique department or what do you call it, field. I went to like the skateboarding category, surfing category, like everything that I was familiar with growing up, you know. So I didn't implement all that together because it is an active lifestyle brand, you know. So and that's how that whole culture and team whole thing just started scaling.
And then when did you, you know, when did you actually get a warehouse and say maybe I need a place and maybe storage and all like that? You know, when did you get out of your trunk?
Yeah, this is crazy because me and my fiance, we were in like a 2-bedroom apartment forever, dude, and then like one room was just full of boxes. It was kind of like how my warehouse is set up now, just like those Home Depot boxes. Yeah, I have one wall. I have a picture of it too. It's crazy, but just the wall filled with that. And I was operating out of there for a long time, to the point where I'm like, dude, I think I need a warehouse. I didn't know, because I didn't do it. You know, Instagram wasn't like that like big then. I couldn't seek any advice or anything like that. I was just like, fuck it, I think I need a warehouse, dude. So we crunched the numbers. I'm like, all right, I think we could. So I went. Searched for warehouses like locally and found a little small one. I think it was like 900 to 1,000 square foot.
So okay, I just want to, because I came to where your headquarters are right now.
Right.
You know, and Jesus Christ, how big is that place?
Yeah, our warehouse now and office space together is 32,000 square feet.
Yeah. So you went from a 900 square feet, which was how many years ago?
Probably like 6, yeah.
6 years ago to a 32,000. You 32 X'd it in 6 years. Holy shit. Okay, so you got a 900 square feet, 1,000 square feet warehouse. you know, and then that's where you started like, you know, doing the shipping and all that.
Yeah, I started just kind of like, doing all the shipping and put a desk there. I really didn't know what I was doing. I was still training at the time. And
You were still
I was still training at the time, yeah. So I was running the business by myself, and then I eventually hired on one of my clients, which is a good friend of mine now, Chu, this girl. She was my personal training client. She worked at Apple, but was in a management position. She dealt with like a lot of inventory and all like SKUs and stuff. So I didn't know anything about that. So I was like, hey, you want to help me out? You know, so she's like, yeah, sweet. Cause she saw the potential of Live Fit, you know, cause it started taking off. So she hopped on board and organized everything for me. And then she helped me out for a few years, you know, and until she, you know, went on to help her dad's business. But, you know, it was me and her for quite a while. You know, you'd be surprised of how much two people can do, or just like 2 or 3 people can do, you know, behind closed doors. People would think like a whole company runs it, but you can actually scale pretty good. You know, like when I hit my first million, we only had like 3 people working, you know? So we were just like, fuck, this is crazy, you know? And everybody was wearing different hats in the startup world.
Yeah, you just do what, you just do whatever you gotta do. I mean, it's not like I just do this. No,
Right.
You gotta do what you gotta do in the startup world, right?
Yeah. So then, I found, you know, a few guys that were just down and like very adaptable, you know, and that was key because I didn't know which, you know, because I say this all the time too to young entrepreneurs. When you're scaling a business, I get asked, oh, you know, should I hire a CFO or should I hire this? I'm like, dude, hire what you need, dude, because like you don't need to fucking put a name tag and have a fucking name. You just got to have people that are down to do the work and make it scale.
People try to make it more complicated than it is.
Yeah, exactly.
We got to do whatever the fuck we got to do, right?
Exactly.
You know, that's what we got to do. That's what we got to do, right? There's no, you know, a sign. I just only do this, but I don't do that, right?
I hate that when people say, "Oh, that's not my job." Well, get the fuck out.
Exactly. Your job is as a sign, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, my job is as a sign. You know, we got to do whatever we got to do. This is what I tell my team.
Yeah.
Look, you know, we all are on the same team. We just want to win a ball game. So we got to do whatever we got to do to be able to move the needles forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I was fortunate enough to find a few guys that were just really loyal and smart and adaptive. I hired Mike Nguyen. He was actually my buddy from like middle school, and you know, he's stuck by my side for. I mean, I hired him on like 2 years into the business, and he actually has his degree from Cal State Long Beach, and he was just like very teachable, and he took the business like it was his own too. So he helped me scale that. He did like logistics and stuff, and then I hired on this guy named Omar Mora, which is like my right hand dude now. He does all production and stuff. But this is like a good note to take too for all the young entrepreneurs listening up. I met Omar in college, and he was a server at Taco Surf. Yeah, you know, and then I always knew that. I kept it in the back of my head, and you know, servers, man, they fucking can multitask. They can multitask. They can take a lot of shit at the same time, deal with fucking drunk people, and then still get the shit done in a fast-paced, stressful, urgent environment, right? So he was doing that, and he was working 7 days a week. He was fucking cashing it in, you know? And we were friends for, I want to say like a year before I actually hired him on. You know, I was like, because he's seen me grow, and he never asked to work. You know, I was actually just.
But you were like, man, this will be a good addition.
Exactly.
In the back of your mind, you're observing.
Exactly.
You know, a lot of people don't do that, man. I've learned, man, wherever I am, I'm always looking for potential. You know.
Yeah. So then I just asked him, and he's like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. But it was funny because when he did that, a lot of people, like his friends and family, gave him heat for it at first. Or not heat, but just like, are you sure you want to do this? You know, like this was like. He's got a little fucking warehouse, you know, and then, but they don't know, you know, and that, what Omar and I see and stuff. So, cause we're obviously like hanging out and shit. So, but once I hired him on, it just like, you know, another dude to just delegate more tasks to, you know, and then from there we just like scaled the shit out of it, you know.
So it started exponentially growing, you know. Now, when did you say, okay, well now, you know, I have to quit training? I have to quit my personal training business.
Ooh, yeah. So that I had to.
Obviously, that was hard, but then once you see the revenue, like the potential, you're like, well, my best time is not used here. My best time is used here.
Right.
I know that decision had to come at some time.
It was hard in that aspect too, and in the aspect that you have a really close relationship with your clients, you know, because they vent to you. You know, as a trainer, you're almost like a therapist to them.
You are.
You know,
because
they go to their 9 to 5, they clock out, and they just want to fucking let it all out, you know? So I became close to all my clients, and for me to say, hey, dude, I gotta do what I gotta do. Yeah. They actually accepted it because we were so close and knew I had a passion for it. And I would talk to them about this, about Live It and where it's going or where it can potentially be. So they were, a lot of them were cool with it.
I'm willing to bet that you still stay in touch with a lot of them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I know, yeah.
Yes, it's like my old client, this engineer, Chuck, he would come to the warehouse sale every year and it's just catch up. It's kind of cool to see what they're doing and they come and check up on me. And a lot of them train with my trainers that used to work for me before, and they have their own company now called J2 Fit. So a lot of the clients train over there, and they're scaling it right now. And they're staying in the fitness field, and they're killing it. So they're in good hands, Yeah. But I realized it when I was making money overnight versus trading my time for money because of the service. I'm in a product business now instead of a service business, to where I have to make money and I have to be there. Now it's like I'm making money 24/7, when I'm going to sleep, waking up, whenever. So, and the revenue started going up and everything started pulling my time to fulfill the orders, do customer service. Cause I was a one-man army for, like I said, 1 year or two. I was doing everything, taking everything to the post office and all that, doing all the tracking. It was just getting overwhelming. So as soon as the revenue was skyrocketing and surpassing my PT business, I was like, that's the switch right there. I had to,
Yeah.
So that's that.
I have the same story, man. When I had my personal training business and Ali, my business partner, said, hey, let's start the camp. And I'm like, what is the camp? Boot camp, like people jumping up and down. Is that like aerobics class? I'm a bodybuilder. We lift heavy, man. You gotta, do one-on-one. And then when we started it, when I saw, all of a sudden the revenue started going up and I started surpassing. I'm like, wait a second, maybe I need to pay more attention.
Yeah.
And then that's when I had to have that, tough conversation and be able to transition over.
Yeah, dude, it's rough, man. But I mean, I'm glad I did it. And I'm sure the ones that weren't glad, there was probably like one or two that were just kind of sad, more sad. I'm pretty sure they see it now and they're like, man, he made the right decision,
Yeah.
So.
Well, if you were really close to your clients and that, they know that, they want the best for you. Mm-hmm. They want the best for you, even though like you might not, be the best for them. If somebody really has to be your best interest, say, hey man, go fly, spread your wings and go.
Exactly. Yeah. No, for sure.
So 900 square feet. Now, what is the next warehouse? Because I'm sure you go from 900 to 32,000. You're 900 to what next?
I don't know. No. 32,000, we're good right there for a while.
Yeah.
I got like a skate park in there.
Gosh, man.
We got like I got my drum sets in there. I got like a little studio. We got it's a lot of like a little fun little park there,
So the next jump was what?
From 900?
Yes.
Okay, so 900 to do like 1,200 square feet. So it was like
so you did 300.
Yeah, I don't know why I was fucking.
What was you thinking?
Yeah, so 1,200, and then because it was the same landlord, because we just needed a little bit extra room, and then we broke that lease because we had to, expand, and then we went to 1,200 to 2,000. This was within like a year. With a year span, I had to break that lease. I broke like 3 leases.
I love how conservative you are, though. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, dude.
You're disciplined. Some people, they start making a little bit. Oh, let me just go with 32. They see, they're stressed out. They're like, I can't. You know what I mean? So I love the discipline.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm like you, dude. I've lived under my means all the time. So, but yeah, I had to break we broke like 4 leases or something. And at one point we had a warehouse, and then we had 2 warehouses for like a year. I think we just used one for storage because I was like, dude, I can't break any more leases. So we just had 2 warehouses until we found this spot that we're currently in. So yeah.
Gosh, what a beautiful spot, man. I mean, you had your studio there, you have everything.
Yeah, it's good, and our vendors and our printers and all that stuff are pretty local. So it's a really good area for us to be in, especially in the apparel space, so. Yeah.
So you have Live It. I know that was your baby. Mm-hmm. Now you started a new brand.
Yeah.
Okay, Top Threads.
Top Threads,
So tell me about that.
Yeah, so Top Threads is more, Live It was a passion, but then it became like very structured. You got to treat it like a business, and then, and it represented my fitness side, right? But then I do have other things I'm into,
Yeah,
like
I know
music,
exactly what you mean.
Tattoo culture, all this stuff that has nothing to do with fitness or none of that, So that's why I started Top Threads, and that represented more of my side outside of the gym, So more sleekness, more just a lot of blacks, just the way I would start a brand if I didn't get into fitness,
Got it. And I wanted to ask you that because I did the same. Because we have the camp, we have Mayo Sport. These all do 9 figures to combine. And it took a life of its own.
Right.
It's all structured. Now we have CEOs and CFOs and things like that. And I was like, all right, man, this is like a baby that's already grown up. It's kind of like it really doesn't need me that much. They can do his own thing and all that. But I felt like unfulfilled. I'm like, what else am I into? So I've always talked about becoming a 1%er in all areas of life: faith, family, fitness, finance, and fun. So then I launched the 1% brand. I'm like, and it's almost like having a new baby, right? Like a new baby, like a new passion. So I'm like a new baby. I'm trying to do things to it. So I bet you kind of feel the same way. Like the way you started Live Fit, now with this new baby, it's kind of feel like a kid again, right?
That same feeling when you're just fucking super hyped. Don't get me wrong, I'm hyped on Live Fit.
Of course.
That first feeling, like when you like kiss your first girlfriend,
Yes.
you're like, damn, I got fucking, feel like you get like butterflies in your stomach, that type of feeling. But you have like more freedom to kind of do, and you have all the knowledge you gained from structuring your previous business.
Yes.
So you already know what to do, what not to do. And so we navigated that thing, and just it's scaling now too. It's killing it. So, and we don't have no ambassadors, no nothing. It's just word of mouth still. It's just me repping, and then so.
That's awesome, because I thought I was crazy, and everybody thought I was crazy. Well, wow, we got the camera just constantly on again. I'm like, that's already doing this thing. Like I said, it can run without me. You want a new passion, you want a new challenge.
Right. That's what we're addicted to.
And I'm willing to bet. You're like, well, let me just see how far I can take it without ambassadors. Right?
Exactly.
That's what I can already tell.
100%.
I know I've did it this way. You want to do it the hard way. You're not taking the easy route.
Right.
You're taking your route.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's what I admire about you, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like, you can. I know you can blow it out of proportion. You can.
Right.
You can right now 10x yourselves if you wanted to, but you don't need to, because you don't really need it for money. You do that for passion,
for fun. Yeah.
And that's how you're into something, when you're really doing it for fun, and you're doing it for fun, and you can take your time, and do it the way you want to do it, not the way that's the easiest. That's noble.
Yeah, it's almost like a stress reliever, because you get to a point where you're just like you're killing yourself mentally, So you're like, fuck, man, I gotta like create some space and just do what I like to do for fun, right? So then you just create something else that's fun, that you have nobody else that you have to answer to. You're just fucking doing your own thing, because that's where all the creative stuff comes from, Especially for me, that's when I'm at home and chilling by myself, So the Top Threads, that brand is just kind of like it's fun, It still is. So.
You're a true definition of an entrepreneur.
Thanks.
True definition of a creator, man. And I love it, man. It's got so much similarities.
Yeah.
And now you have Live Fit supplements, and it's so funny because I've been following you for a couple of years. And the whole time I'm thinking, why is this dude not launching supplements?
Right.
There's a whole time I'm asking myself, I'm like, is he not C? Live Fit, he has the apparel, he's a supplement brand, and then the one day I saw that you post, I'm like, about fucking time, about fucking time, you know what I mean? And I'm so happy for you. Tell me how long you've been thinking about it, and what made you finally do, because I'm sure billions of people told you that.
Oh, 100, yeah, exactly. Everyone's been telling me that since since the apparel site started scaling. But I actually did not want to do it for forever, because I just, I'm in the apparel game, I want to take on something that was going to bombard my creativity on this side, but I had the right people in place, so it was kind of a why not type of thing. But I wasn't looking, I told my company and everybody in it, was like, I'm not looking to make this the next like big thing, I just want to add these SKUs and see where it goes and treat it like it's another like SKU part of the umbrella company, So, but when we launched it, it did a lot better than I expected.
Oh, I could have told you that.
I was like, fuck, okay, shit, and then till this day, people are just giving nothing but good reviews. So, but yeah, I don't know if we're gonna go the full-on route to where we're gonna be making like all kinds of different like crazy nutritional products, because we launched with the basic categories: BCAAs, pre-workouts, and proteins, right? So I think we're gonna keep it at that right now and just kind of like dab into different flavors and whatnot, and then I'm gonna be looking to start or do like a RTD, like a ready to drink, like a little energy shot as well, more for like a nootropic standpoint for entrepreneurs. But that's about it, you know, because I don't really know that game, you know, yeah, I mean, but
if you saw the potential, you know, would you not want to bring somebody who knows that game?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And build that, right?
Yeah,
that's when you
sure.
that's when you will do it, right?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you already, you know, surpassed your own expectations of that. I'm willing to bet that, you know, maybe you're not going to go full on, but you will do amazing numbers,
Right.
man. And it's just such a you know, parallel to what you're doing right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll let it grow slowly too, just like how I did. I mean, not slowly, but like organically. I'd say.
Organically,
Yeah.
yeah.
Make sure all the things are right, you know. So. Yeah.
So when somebody wants to buy Live Fit apparel, you know what I mean? You know, versus another brand or anything like that. What is the differentiating factor? What do you know? How would you explain? You know, should they buy Live Fit versus a different apparel, like say a Nike or you know, like you know, Under Armour or anything like that?
I don't know. I feel like we represent like the underdogs. You know, the dudes that are really living the life.
Absolutely.
You know, in this, like you can see us on the streets.
Yeah.
You know, we're the guys that you actually meet at the gym.
Yes.
You know, the guys that are living your life.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Even though we do have some pro athletes on our team, but we do have our ambassadors that are your everyday people that, you know, work just as hard as the consumers. So when people rock with us, they have a feel of relatability, you know, that they're part of our team, and that's what we like to that's our message as well. You know, when we do the expos and stuff like that, like we welcome all our fans and our customers like with open arms, and you know, we chat with them and stuff like that. We give them the time of day, you know, so it's like a big family vibe, you know.
You know, and that's what I hear. I totally agree with you. And I know, you know, we were at the Arnold at the same time, and I saw you were busy, and you literally talked to everybody.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you shook everybody's hands, and you took the time, and you made people really feel special. Not because you were trying to make people feel like you were genuine with your brand.
Right.
You know, you, and that's why people mesh with you. You know, you're not somebody who's, like I said, trying to make, you know, hey, you're making money because you really care, you're doing the right thing.
Right.
Not because you want to make money and you're faking it to try to do the right thing. And people feel that genuineness of your brand and everything that you've done, man.
Yeah.
And I loved what you said. You represent the underdogs.
Right.
You know, you're right now, you know, doing great numbers for somebody who came in, you know, with nothing.
Exactly.
With your own money, you know, selling t-shirts out of Evo.
Yeah.
Was it fast though? You all got all souped up, right?
Yeah.
You all souped up.
Of course, man. Heck yeah, dude.
I got blown away one of those Evos one time, man. I had an M3. I thought that my M3 could take it. I got blown away, man. That was a few years ago. Like those things were like souped up.
I miss it, man.
Yeah.
I might want to get one again.
So off topic, man. So you had to, you know, I know you like fast cars and all that, you know, kind of stuff. I know we can talk about business, but let's talk about some fun stuff real quick. You know, so, you know, were you ever into street racing culture?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So my brother took me to like a couple first illegal street races in Long Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone knows where it is, like on Cherry and Carson, those streets, and then down by the harbor. I didn't really know at the time because I was like, I mean, I had a Honda Civic, the EM2, like 2001 Honda Civic. I thought that shit was fast. It was slow as fuck. But I had springs on it, you know, rims. But my brother had a GTI. He was more in the Euro cars. My older brother, Randy. Yeah, my brother's name is Randy Randall. Yeah.
That's kind of hard.
I know, right? So Randy would take me with his GTR. We'd go meet up at the meets, you know, and then I would see like, dude, these guys are betting money, you know, and stuff. And they would race, you know, just round up, hop in the car. I remember my brother, he got smoked. You're going to kill me for this. His GTR was super hooked up. He got smoked by a CRX, a Honda. Yeah, it was just like a quarter mile, race. And
Those CRX weigh nothing though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you put like a 200
K20 in there or something like that. Yeah, a little engine. But
well, let me tell you a story real quick of something that not many people know about. You know, and so it was, I think, like 2004, 2005. So I was like in my 30s.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I wasn't like a 20-year-old kid or whatever this and that. One of my employees told me, Sam, there's like street races like in Ontario, you know, let's go check it out. You know, I'm like, oh, street race? I'm like, no, let's go check it out. I'm like, you know, and, you know, I was married at the time with a kid, you know.
Right.
So I went, no, I didn't have a kid yet. I was married. And I went to one of those Ontario street races, you know, and I never been before. But oh my God, I pulled up and it was like the Fast and the Furious. Everything.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Exactly like
I'm
that.
like, what,
the parking
man?
lot, right?
Yeah.
Shit,
There was like, there was like in a industrial area, you know, but a strip like that. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
There was girls in bikinis. There were like, there's cars lined up, and I had like an M3, and I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna race, man, this and that. So, but after a couple of times, a couple of guys call me out, I'm like, all right, man, let me race. I do a couple of races. So I did like 2 or 3 races, and then next thing you know, I swear it was like the Fast and the Furious. We got surrounded by cops, helicopter, and I was able to like get away, but then like a mile, 2 miles down the road, a cop pulls me over, and he goes, hey, we're gonna impound your car. You're racing. Dude. I'm like, I wasn't racing. He pulled out an undercover video. There was undercover cops in between. He goes, this is you. You were racing. And I'm like, oh, bro. They impounded my car.
Dude,
I had to take a cab home. The worst part is getting lectured, by your woman, like sitting out like a kid. How old are you? Yeah, this and that. So long story short, I called one of my friends, who is the CEO of Spearman Rhino. Mm-hmm. And I said, which lawyer do you use? I want that lawyer, And so basically, I learned soon that a good lawyer knows the law. A great lawyer knows the judge and the DA.
Yeah.
So basically, he went and said, hey, man, my client is a doctor. And the DA was like, well, she's no better do this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he said, well, he'll pay whatever. He just wants to reduce it to, like a speed. He can't have that on his record.
Right.
So I went in front of the judge, and the judge says, Mr. Bakhtiar, you're charged with speeding with a fine of $7,500. And everybody looked at each other, and I couldn't write that check fast enough.
They're like, yo,
and everybody looked at each other like, what the hell just happened? And everybody was like, knew, like, I basically like got out of that one.
Dude,
clean, man. But that's my whole, after that, I'm like, no. So when somebody right now pulls up right next to me, I'm like, I can't do this, man. I'm like, I would love to, but right now I have kids. I just can't. I just can't do it.
Yeah. It's too risky, you got too much to lose now.
I'm sure you got people pull up right next to you in a Lambo or the R8 or whatever.
Man,
all the time.
But yeah, don't get me wrong, I'll still do it sometimes. But, but yeah, it's still, you just can't go to the meets and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother thing. If the cops roll up, dude, you're fucked.
Dude, I couldn't believe it, man. To this day, man, I'm going like that. What a dumbass.
Yeah, dude, I just get kind of scared when I see cops around. I'm just like, fuck, make sure my hat's forward and shit. It's funny.
Asian guy all tatted up, man.
They'll profile you, for sure.
Yeah. So let's talk about cars, man. I know you have a Lambo, you have an R8, and you have a Range Rover.
Right.
And then you have probably a couple cars I don't know about.
Yeah. So and then I have an A7 as well. Just like a regular A7. And then I had a GTR recently, and I sold it. I fucking miss that car.
Out of all the cars right now,
right?
The GTR included, which one's your favorite?
They're all great in their own way, but dude, the Lambo, it's by far the best car.
Yeah.
The way it drives, just the way it gasses, and just man.
It's so immediate.
Yeah, it's exactly. The response time is really, really fast. Because I have the V10, or I have my R8s are a V8. It's a hooked up V8, tuned up by Stasis and all that. And it's jerky, but it's more for like a luxurious feel. It cruises like it gets really good gas mileage, just the way it's tuned. Believe it or not, guys, in the R8, I get roughly 30 miles on the highway.
I wasn't expecting you bringing gas mileage up for an R8 that you just souped up.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it'll say 25 miles left, and if I'm cruising at the right pace, it'll jump up to 30. Like, it gives me gas. Like, what the fuck? But it's more on the slower side, even though it's a fast car. But handling and all that stuff, everything all around, I'd say, the Lamborghini for sure. Yeah, the Huracan. The GTR was cool. It was fun. You can just beat it up, but it still sounded like a Japanese car, like when you shut the door and all that stuff, the plastics rattle a little bit, here and there, just things that, one thing, my year of the Huracan, the 15, I don't have a cup holder though. all my buddies have a cup holder. Does yours have a cup holder?
I don't even know. I don't even, you know, my rule is this, man. Nobody bringing shit in don't eat nothing, don't drink nothing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you shouldn't have fucking anything to drink anyways if you're driving that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but yeah, overall, I like the Lambo.
People always ask me, you know, which car do you like better and stuff like that. And you know, and I'm like, I don't know. You know, it's like for me, it's like depends on the mood.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
some days, man, like Lambo just gets on my nerve. Like, I don't want to hear all that. You know what I mean? I want a smooth ride. You know what I mean? You know, and all that. But I would agree that Lambo, the reflexes and the way it drives and all that kind of stuff.
The response time is real quick. You know, everything is, and all my cars are 4-wheel drive. I have to have 4-wheel drive. That's the thing about me. You know, because I would go, you know,
you'll spin out
and stuff. Yeah, just you know, because I'm always outdoors and stuff too, just in case. But yeah.
Well, I'm gonna give you a demon for you to drive to your next ski trip. You want to go right out of it. You want to spin right out of the thing, you know. Yeah. All right. So what's next for Live Fit? I mean, what you know, I know you're crushing it. You know, what is the next thing? What is your next big goal for that?
Right now, I mean, we're at the point where, I mean, we got the subs, you know, we're kind of just having fun right now, you know. We're trying to expand, obviously, like our accessory lines and trying to expand the departments of the line, you know, accessories, socks, the headwear, just all those departments. And then we started dabbing into shoes, I want to say 2 years ago, and I dropped it because the minimums were high, and I just like, man, I don't know if I can push shoes, and you have to stock up a lot per size, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but now we're at that point. I actually
might go back and revisit that.
We are going back. So I already had a meeting.
I thought I saw you posting something about that.
I did, yeah.
Okay, got it.
So we're gonna bring that back from the dead and start going.
So is it going to be like a workout shoes, or be like, you know, what kind of shoes are we talking about?
Yeah, so the first one we designed right now, the concept is like a hybrid shoe. So you can work out in it, or it could be a casual shoe. So I wanted it to look like look sleek enough to where you can wear it out like with nice jeans.
Like athleisure.
Yeah, athleisure. Yeah. So, but you can still run with it and work out with it. You know, because when I work out, I wear Vans, like something like this. You know, I'm always in casual stuff, but just so it can kind of cater to the mass market, we made it to where it's like almost like a hybrid running shoe, casual shoe. It's pretty sleek, you know. So that's going to be the hybrid, and then we're gonna that's already the development's already done for that. The design work is all done. It's all now we're in.
I'm just curious, like, how did you do? I mean, like, you went, you had this idea, you know, you presented it, they made it for you. You went back and forth until you say, hey, but this feels good. This doesn't feel good. Send that back. This feels good. This doesn't feel good. Yep. You know.
Yeah. It took a long time.
I bet, because that's not an easy thing, man. You know, that's not an easy thing.
We got like, it was probably like 5 samplings before we said, okay, this is it, you know. And then so I just got with my design team, and we just started, you know, keep one thing after the next, keep adding, changing materials until it got spot on, you know.
Bro, I'm blown away. I'm blown away, because that's gonna kill it for you.
Yeah, I'm hyped because like this is something I, you know, especially the guys that work in the company too, we're all into like shoes and stuff. So this is something that we.
You know, but the only problem I see with you though, is you always sell the fuck out on your new stuff, man. It's like I hate that, because by the time I go in, I'm like, fuck. It's sold out of this. It's sold out of this. So it's almost like, you know, when some it's you got to be right there and know how to drop and go in there and refresh the car. And I'm sure with shoes, like, you're not going to carry 1 million of each size. So that's going to sell out like quick.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, we're excited to campaign it. You know, I think we got some cool stuff up our sleeves. So when we start marketing it, it's the demand will for sure be there. You know, and these are going to be unisex too as well. You know, I shot a few models that were female in the shoes too, in the smaller size, and they look dope, and the girls actually like it. So it's going to be dope. You know?
So when do you think we can expect to see that?
Probably in about like a month or so, you'll start seeing little teasers here and there. Yeah.
And when do you think it's going to drop?
Around that time too, yeah. So we campaign probably for like two weeks or so, and then we'll just drop it, you know.
Oh wow! Yeah. So it's ready to go.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
I'm
like
excited.
How we function in Live Fit, you know. We just like something. All right, fuck it. We're gonna drop it in like a week. Let's get it, you know. Just market it right then and there.
Man, you just like it. Take action.
Oh yeah.
Get it done.
Yeah. It's a very very fast-paced environment in there.
Okay. Now let's talk about your bundle of joy coming.
Oh yeah.
Baby Reese.
Yep. I'm excited, dude. Like yeah, like believe it or not, I wanted a kid before Sarah did.
Really?
Yeah,
what is going on with women today?
I've been ready, dude. Like
most men right now, most men are like wanting kids, and now women don't want kids. You know what I mean? It's like it's been switched. We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, it's weird because like, man, right now the relationship I have with my mom, we're cool. You know, like it's dope. She's not like too old to where we can not hang out and shit. So, man, she had me when she was 20. You know, and I'm already 31. I'm like, fuck, dude, I don't want to be like too old to where I can enjoy my time with my daughter, you know. So, and that's like weird shit that I think about.
That's exactly,
you know,
when I started.
even like way before, like, fuck, why am I thinking about this shit? Yeah. But I do think about that. So, you know, and Sarah's older than me by 2 years, so it was just time. We're like, dude, let's just do it, and we tried, and you know, now here it is, and I'm fucking excited, you know. So we started building out the little nursery. We're calling it Reese's Clubhouse. Watch, this is probably gonna be a brand. We're just like, that shit sounds tight. So I designed like the poster thingy too for Sarah's baby shower, and it came out pretty tight. So we're just like, all right, I think we're gonna run with that. But yeah, no, dude, I'm excited.
And when you were expecting her?
June 9th. But Sarah just said to me literally yesterday, she's like, I think I'm gonna have her 2 weeks earlier. I'm like, that's pretty specific. She's like, yeah, I just feel it. So
hey man, women know stuff that we don't know. I don't know how, you know, and I'm gonna be like a month after you.
Oh yeah.
You know, yeah, I'm expecting a little baby boy.
Oh, nice.
Nice. You know, and I'm telling you right now. So, you know, did you want a boy or a girl? And don't tell me, as long as it was healthy.
No, I wanted a boy for sure.
You wanted a boy for sure?
Like in my head. So this is, I'm glad you brought that up. Like, you always have these thoughts that run through your head, you know, when you're young. And I've always pictured myself like teaching a little boy how to skateboard, how to surf, and how to do all this type of shit, you know. And it wasn't like a bad thing, you know. It was just that's what fucking naturally happened in my head. So, you know, with that being said, I wanted a boy, but now I have to switch that thinking, you know. And it was hard for me because now when we talk about it, like, oh, I can't wait to teach him how to skate. Then I have to like, oh, I had to teach her how to skate. Like, I'm still gonna teach her how to skate no matter what. But,
that's who you are.
Yeah. But like, it was, now I have to really train myself to like not think of what's going on in my head prior, but now in reality, like, I'm having a girl, but which I'm stoked about too. You know, I just have to change that way of thinking. You know, that's already been in my head forever. You know.
You know, I was, you know, obviously, you know, as a man, I wanted a boy first too. You know what I mean? But I tell you right now, there is nothing like a daddy and daughter relationship.
Dude.
You know, like, you know, it's weird. You know, you heard that before, you know, but I can tell you from experience that, you know, daddy and daughter love is just a whole new level. Like if I had a boy, right, you know, as a man, you want to like, you know, make sure he's toughened up a little bit, right? You know, and a little girl, like, you know, he's like, what are you going to do with, like, you know, they're just precious, right? You know, and wait till the first time she calls you daddy. I mean, when my daughter calls me daddy, it's like kryptonite. Like, you know, let's say we're going to Target. You know, I'm like, hey, we're going to Target. I just need to get some toothpaste. We're not buying anything. We'll come back with 10 toys. I'm like, what the hell just happened? Like, I just told them no, and I just contradicted myself. What kind of parent am I? They just have this power over you. And I cannot wait, man. I cannot wait, you know, to see baby Reese born. And I saw you getting the stroller. Dude, you know, that kind of stuff.
We're all prepped up, dude. We're just, and I still got to, the registry, I don't know. I got to ask Sarah.
Yeah, well, you got something coming. I want you to have something that you love. You know, I don't want to get you just anything like that.
For
you know?
Sure, dude. I still got to ask her,
So with now having a girl, you know, have you guys talked about a second baby?
We have. That's just up to her more. I want a second kid. You know, I want a pretty big family. Yeah. I don't know. And then obviously my parents want me to have more kids and stuff. But it's just to see how she feels after this first baby, you know, and then we'll see how that goes. Because, you know, who knows? Because I grew up with one sibling first, and then I had a sister and stepbrother later. So I've always had somebody, and I'm this younger one, so I've always had a brother, you know. So, yeah.
So you are a true representation now of what I call a 1%er. You know, you have it all: faith, family, fitness, finance, And I don't know anybody that has more fun with their business than you do. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know what I mean? Like you made your business fun, but yet you're showing everybody that you can have fun in your business, live a lifestyle, and be able to get shit done. Because a lot of people think that, oh, I'm just fucking off and fucking off.
Oh, it was hard,
you know?
very hard to get there. Don't get me wrong. You know, it was some sticky areas. First, we had to let go of a lot of people, you know, because we were just not on the same page. But now we finally, after 6 years, guys, after 6 years, you know, we finally found a really good groove, you know, to where everyone is just on the same page, no matter the department. Everyone takes really good constructive criticism. No one's like egos you know what I mean? Everyone's just fucking doing great and helping each other out regardless, you know? So it's pretty dope.
What I see with you and with your staff is that you guys have fun when it's time to have fun. When it's time to work, it's time to work.
Yeah, we cracked the whip.
You know what I mean? You know, and I've seen you disappear off the radar.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've seen you disappear off the radar because you had to concentrate on getting shit done.
Exactly.
And that's what a lot of people don't see, because people see you, you know, people see you, oh, Randall is this cool guy, you know what I mean? You know, he has fun all the time, he skateboards, he's had it up, and he drives his Lamborghini and this and that. But what they don't see is the all-nighters and disappearing and putting the hard work and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I seen a comment on my thing the other day, like, because I posted something about just me being stressed, and then they were just like, what do you have to be stressed about? And I was like, dude, I could tell you a whole thing, you know, because like we run a business, we own a business. It's not like we clock out, like whatever the problem is at work, you take it home, you know. So then you just try to train your mind to try not to bring it up at home, but it still comes up because my fiance, she is the CFO of the company, you know, she's the accountant, so we have all the burden. We go home with it and we wake up, I mean, it's still there, you know. So but there's constant stress, but I think, you know, being an entrepreneur, scaling it to a certain level, you learn how to deal with it, and you learn how to, let's just kind of like let it be and fix it, or, you know, not let it get to you, you know, and do the best you can to just run the business. And I mean, problems are inevitable, they're gonna happen, you know, but you don't dwell over it. You just you're a problem solver, so you just fucking solve it, you know.
Okay, so for a young entrepreneur just wanting to start a business right now,
right?
You know, so you are such an inspiration to the younger generation. You're 31 years old. You know, gosh, you know, own a multi-million-dollar company. You know, they want to be like you. So many people, so many young entrepreneurs look up to you, and I want to be like Randall. I want to be like Randall. You know, what do you tell them?
Man, I tell them to live life and experience a lot of different things, you know. And when, you know, wherever they're at, you know, when they're out in a restaurant or out at a theme park or whatever the fuck they're doing, you know, I always viewed everything as like a business, so kind of see how things are ran, you know, kind of see what I'm into and stuff like that. Like I played in a band, I played drums, you know, I've done marching band, I've done played guitar, I've skateboarded, I've surfed, I've done just everything, you know, and I kind of see what I can make out of it. And, you know, you never know where things can take you, you know? And that's the thing, I like, as an entrepreneur, you know, when you look down the school route, you see like one path, you know, but that's just like not true. Like, you know, whoever made that rule is like retarded. Like you can be successful in any type of way, you know, but don't close doors. Always be optimistic, and, you know, you'll get to a point where you failed enough to where you have so much ammo in your pocket now and experience that you can, when you find the niche that you're in, you can just start blowing it up and scale it, you know. But never let go of what you really love, you know. Like me, now I'm still skateboarding. Now I'm bringing it back.
See that you still got some skills, man. I'm like,
try.
You know, I'm looking, I'm like, dude, he's gonna fall and break his back. And I think you did fall one time. Yeah, you made fun of yourself.
My wrist. Yeah, dude. I almost broke my wrist. I got an X-ray like 2 weeks ago, and then luckily nothing was wrong. But yeah, man, I mean, you got to still have a passion for what you're doing, you know, because you can be an entrepreneur and be successful and not be happy, or you can be successful and happy, you know what I mean?
And that's so important. That is so important, man, because if you're not, you know, somebody asked me, how do you avoid burnout? You know, and I told them, if you're really passionate about something, then you're not going to burn out. You know what I mean? If you're experiencing burning out, then you might not be passionate. This might not be your thing.
Right.
You know, because if you really love something, you know, this is what you love to do.
Exactly.
You're not really going to burn out.
Yeah, no, for sure. And if you do get to a point where you're just like, fuck, dude, just take a little break.
Take a couple days off.
Yeah, exactly. Like this, to be honest, this weekend, I'm actually going out to Reno just for one day. I'm going to go rock climbing with a buddy of mine and then catching a flight right back because I just need to clear my head. I'm taking the flight Saturday night, climbing all day Sunday, flying back home Monday.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah, you know?
There you have it. Well, Randall, thank you so much for your
sure.
time being here, man. I mean, I'm so inspired. You're an inspiration to so many people with Live Fit apparel, top threads, Live Fit supplements, and everything that you have going on for people who haven't heard about you, which I don't know how, you know what I mean? But let's just say there's somebody somewhere that haven't heard about you.
Oh, yeah.
Where can they find all your stuff?
You can either go to livefitapparel.com or you can just go to randall-pitch.com. You can find all my brands there. You can find Top Threads brands there. You can find all my Instagram, my YouTube channel. That's randall-pitch.com because somebody got randallpitch.com and
and not letting it go.
Yeah, not letting it go. So yeah, so make sure you put the dash in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you, and there we are,
Yep.
Randall Pich, you know, self-made multi-millionaire, Live Fit Apparel, was slanging T-shirts out of an Mitsubishi Evo trunk, souped up Mitsubishi Evo though, you know, and now to a 32,000 square feet facility, bunch of employees and bunch of, you know, not only employees, but culture-driven employees, mission-driven employees. Man, it was a pleasure having you.
Thanks, dude. Thanks for having me, man.
Thank you.
That was good.